they can and selling it as fast as they can. So we're in line. I did pick up 2 touchless thermometers from Economy Drug. So part of our policies will be that we will be taking the temperature of everybody as they're coming in for these events, and I know the mine has been doing that for their work, so that shouldn't be out of the ordinary. When we do interact with the public, if you come into the office right now, because it's the office, you don't see us in masks and gloves, but when we do have events in here, we do have our medical masks, the N95s, and we do have the rubber gloves. So according to CDC, we'll be wearing those to interact with the community. There will be no public drink stations set out during events, so you will not be able to serve your own coffee or water or tea. We're working out the best way to do drink stations, but it may just be canned. just canned stuff that people have to pick up on their own, so it wouldn't be open air. And then we cannot do self-serve buffets. So that is the other thing, that when we start doing events, we're going to need to work with our caterers, that they're obviously going to need to follow the CDC guidelines for safety and cleanliness, but you're not going to be able to serve. So we're working on box lunches, bento boxes, things that are pre-made that can just be set out and people can come and grab their lunch and go. But again, we're working with the food service providers in this town on that one, and it just reinforces how happy I am we're not in the food service industry here. When we do set up the room, obviously there will be less chairs at the tables. The tables will be spread further apart so we can keep the 6-foot distancing. And in between breaks, when people break, we'll go in there and we'll do a sanitizing of any of the high-touch areas. So that would be door handles, doorknobs, door handles, things like that. Not using tablecloths, but being able to come in and bleach the tabletops very quickly and easy. That's kind of what we're going for. And then we also ordered 4 touchless wall mount hand sanitizers for the bathrooms. And so we'll have them, when you walk into the building, we'll have them in the restrooms. And that's what we have so far. I'm still open to suggestion. I don't think this book is going to close anytime soon. And I think there's going to continue to be some chapters written. So as you guys hear about stuff, or things come in, let me know, because I'm looking forward to opening these doors. I know our customers are looking forward to getting back, and like I said, I just want to make sure we're showing our commitment to their safety and building the confidence so that they feel good coming back here.
Any questions for Kyle? What I've been hearing more of is that, as opposed to the surfaces, it's more the person-to-person contact that is the bigger issue. So, and I think we're all in a learning game on this. And so if somebody is ill or whatever it is, that responsibility. And one of the things I'm very interested in is when will we be getting testing? Because that gives a sense of security if we have testing here. I mean, I know we have testing, but it's if you are showing symptoms or feel like you have it, that we don't have a 3,000 or 4,000 out there for just any drive-by. So do you have any idea on that, Al?
I've heard nothing. Unfortunately, I'm not in contact with the hospital, and I think right now it's kind of a need-to-know basis in whatever they put out. So unfortunately, I have no idea what our testing capacity is or where it's going to be going. But I agree with you. I think as more and more people get tested, the confidence level will go up.
Mm-hmm. Sure. James, have you heard anything on when we might be getting mass testing?
I haven't. I know the CEO, Matt Walker, did say, a couple of weeks ago in a conversation with Mike Weeble, that as far as, I think there was a question about asymptomatic testing. And basically, Mr. Walker's position was that we're not seeing the disease in symptomatic people. So we're a ways away from asymptomatic testing, because we would see it if it was here in more people that had symptoms, and then it would be a more urgent thing to test asymptomatic people. But without jinxing us and knocking on wood, it really just doesn't appear that we have an active hub here. So I don't think that's a priority right now. But I'll also, with the caveat that I'm not trying to speak for the hospital.
Well, would be our good fortune if that continues. So, okay, any discussion on that for sanitation and safety protocol? Any other addition? And you're asking for more information as people find it, correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. I want to know what's going on, and I want to show that we're kind of leading in the community, that we're serious about, being open, being safe.
That's great, thank you. We will move on to number 10, which is discussion only, the executive director's report.
Okay. I do have a couple updates, but I'm going to go ahead and let Errol do the marketing report right now. And we've had a pretty solid campaign for the last 2 months. Things are changing, so I'm going to let Errol kind of report on how we finished off with what our plan was, and then I'll go into kind of what we're looking at and doing in this next month. So Errol, go for it.
I promise everyone can hear me if my mic is working.
Needs to go up.
Turn it
Needs
up.
to go up? I can't do that. Is that any better?
Yes.
Yes.
Much better. Yeah, that probably helps. Okay. So starting off with the report, thank you, Kyle. Like Al said, for the past couple months, you may have seen we've been doing travel inspiration posts and trying to make everyone aware of what we have in White Pine. And we're going to start phasing out of that. It's already kind of started. But based on this past month, we've had an increased reach and over 200 page likes since the last month. And I think it's important to note that all of those page likes have been completely organic, and it's just regular people wanting to like our page and follow us. Conscientious of spending and everything, we have been boosting to the outdoor markets of Southern Nevada and Utah, all of our posts, as the weeks have gone on. You can see our post reach has gone up 37%, and according to Facebook Insights, our videos are up 10,000%. We're well over that, based on what we posted and shared. Yeah, based on what we posted and shared, just like over this past month, according to Facebook. Instagram, we are up 102 followers in the past month, so that puts us at 1,797. Twitter, we were up 45 this month, and we were up 45 last month, so that's pretty consistent. And we now have 277 followers. Targeted digital, we still have our search targeting out, our targeted YouTube ads, our Facebook retargeting, and site retargeting, but we don't have geofencing because we're still waiting on people to start traveling again, so we can start tracking that. It is important to note that all of our targeted digital ads have been switched over to summer campaigns. So before previously they showed pretty much winter and trying to get people up here for the cold times. Well, now it's officially everything's switched over for summer. As far as the websites, we do have our local writer working on 2 new articles. One of them will be highlighting Jimmy Finsick and the current mural project. Just posted the current mural going on right now on Facebook, and that's doing pretty well. That I can see. And then we also have JP and Kate's Kerouac's restaurant over in Baker. She'll be writing a story on that. And then it's calendar, updating that as quickly as things come and go, and also move around when people reschedule. But overall, pretty good month. Everything's been shipping in. I do have one more weekly campaign of travel inspiration, and we're going to be showcasing the train, Nevada Northern Railway, and the Yearly Depot for when the time comes that they're available and they're closer to opening things up or getting close. And that's pretty much all I have in my media report for this month. But I'd be happy to ask.
Cool. Well, sorry, Mariette, go ahead.
Errol, I've really enjoyed the travel inspirations that you're providing. To me, they're very uplifting and inviting, and I look forward to them, and I've liked them all. So good job on that.
Thank you.
So I think, knowing that we've repurposed all of our images, multiple times now, what we're shifting to is no longer these static travel inspirations. We're going to be getting out to the field a little bit more. We're going to be doing some more live video, interviews, things like that, and try to do what we're calling more real-time marketing, so that people can see, hey, this this isn't what you can do, this is what's happening now, you know, and so because there's a lot of excitement around public art right now. I've been working with Errol on finishing up his campaign that he's come up with for public art, and we're going to be getting some new pictures and new videos and things like that, and hopefully complement what Main Street is doing with the stories and all the additional information that's coming in around the murals that we currently have. So sorry, I hear something. But it's done now. Okay. So yeah, so it's gonna go less static and more real time because now we can get out and things are happening. So that's what's going on with that. I've got East River right now. We've compiled their mountain bike press release, and so they have been sending out all of our mountain bike information to all of their people across the West. We've also, I just did an interview with Travel Nevada, and Travel Nevada is putting out spotlights on Ely right now because, again, we're kind of opening up and everybody else is still kind of sitting. I wrote some notes down. I'm going to go ahead and try to see this. Can you guys still see me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. So to give you an update, the lettering on the front of the building that was brought up for the last couple meetings because at certain times of the day it's difficult to see, that has been replaced now. So instead of it being copper on copper, we've got a nice bright white on the reflective material. So that now is seen at any times of day. So we got that taken care of. We also took the time over this last month to go back through the room tax form that we were trying to work on a few years ago to get a PDF form that populated for the lodging properties, and we could never get the formulas to go ahead and populate right. Well, Nicole dove deep into Adobe and figured it out, and so some of you got that email to review that form, but we now have room tax forms that populate and calculate for the lodging properties. And on that form, you know, on our old form, we still had, you know, what your occupancy rate was. A lot of the properties did not fill that out. And that is our key indicator for whether we're doing our job right. Is not room tax collected, it's how many people are actually coming in. So on this new form, to fill it out, you have to put a number in there or the form will not populate the rest of the stuff. So we really are trying to get the information from the hotels to get back to report to you guys so that we know if we're bringing more people in or not, or if we're just collecting more tax money. Mm-hmm. The other update that I wanted to do is the parking lot project update, and I was with Terry Rec earlier this week, and so they are bringing in electricity or tapping the electricity in so they can go ahead and install the light poles into the median, as well as getting the final permit from the city to do the light pole on the corner right there. When that's done, or when they're doing that, the trees are also going to go in. They're going to redo the handicap spots so that we will have handicap spots on our side. Again, the plan was switched internally without us knowing, and so we're switching it back. And then once the handicap spots go in, then the road will go ahead where that's been popped open. That will go ahead and be sealed. The drains will all be fixed, and there'll be a crosswalk that'll be painted in there. So that's the update on the parking lot. Again, Terry said it would be done by the end of the month. I'll just be happy to see him working by the end of the month. And then the final update that I have is about the mural project. And so this is something that you guys allowed the process to get started by putting the public art line item into the budget. We spent a little bit of money this year refurbishing the murals, and again the model was a few murals get refreshed, a few new murals come online, and so that we're constantly refreshing and growing our assets. So through working with, talking with Virginia at the Renaissance Village and putting out an RFP across the state for mural artists, because mainly, I mean, you have to, we don't have local mural artists here. We contracted with Jamie Vinsek, and we are doing an article on her to kind of introduce her to the community. But she is a Las Vegas mural artist, and she has been contracted to do 4 of the smaller, more 3D perspective murals. And so, again, through working with Virginia and Main Street and representatives from the city, The mock-ups that were approved were the recreation of the front of our stables, and so on the back side of our storage building, which is adjacent to Economy Drugs parking lot, a section of our wall now looks like the White Pine County Fairgrounds